all members voted? Does any member wish to change your vote? On this vote, the yeas are 213 and the nays are 216. The motion is not adopted. The question is on the passage of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it. The gentlewoman from Connecticut.
On that, I request the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their vote by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
On this vote, the yeas are 217, the nays are 213. The bill is passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is on the vote of the passage of H.J. 25, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. Clerk will report the title of the joint resolution.
Union Calendar Number 3, House Joint Resolution 25, Joint Resolution providing for congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 5 United States Code of the rules submitted by the Internal Revenue Service relating to gross proceeds reporting by brokers that regularly provide services effectuating digital asset sales.
The question is on passage of the joint resolution. Members record their vote by electronic device. It's a 5-minute vote. On this vote, the yeas are 292, the nays are 132, one vote present. The joint resolution is passed. Without objection, the motion to reconsider laid upon the table. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is on the question suspending the rules, passage of H.R. 706, which clerk will report the title.
H.R. 706, a bill to improve the biodetection functions of the Department of Homeland Security and for other purposes.
Will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill? So many of in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative, the bills are suspended. The rules are suspended. The bill is passed. Without objection, motion to reconsider laid upon the table. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is on the question on suspending the rules and passing H.R. 1692. Clerk will report the title.
H.R. 1692, a bill to amend the Homeland Security Act of 2002 to enable secure and trustworthy technology through other transaction contracting authority and for other purposes.
Question is, will the House suspend the rules, pass the bill? So many in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative. Rules are suspended. The bill is passed without objection. Motion to reconsider laid upon the table. Pennsylvania. For what purpose does the gentleman from Pennsylvania seek recognition? Gentleman will suspend. House will be in order. Any discussions or conversations, please take outside the chamber. Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, by direction of the Republican Conference, I sent to the desk a privileged resolution and ask for its immediate consideration.
The clerk will report the resolution.
House Resolution 213, resolved that the following named members be and are hereby elected to the following standing committee of the House of Representatives: Committee on Ethics, Mr. Rutherford, Mr. Garbarino, Mrs. Henson, and Mr. Moran.
Without objection, the resolution is agreed to. The motion to reconsider laid upon the table. For what purpose does the gentleman from California rise?
Mr. Speaker, by direction of the Democratic Caucus, I offer a privileged resolution and ask for its immediate consideration.
Clerk will report the resolution.
House Resolution 214, resolved.
Unanimous consent that the resolution be considered as read.
Without objection, the resolution is agreed to. The motion to reconsider laid upon the table. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Connecticut seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I send to the desk a resolution, and I ask unanimous consent for its immediate consideration in the House.
Under guidelines issued by successive speakers, as recorded in Section 956 of the House Rules and Manual, the chair is constrained not to entertain the request unless it has been cleared by the bipartisan floor and committee leaderships. House will suspend. Take conversations off the floor.
The chair will now entertain requests from 1-minute speeches. For what purpose does the gentleman from Tennessee seek recognition? Purpose does the gentleman from Georgia seek recognition?
Ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized. The gentleman is correct. The House will return to order. Without objection, the gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to honor Raekwon Williams, a senior at Groves High School in Savannah, Georgia, whose resilience and work ethic has inspired many. Raekwon has faced immense hardship, losing his father at the age of 5 and his mother in December of 2024. Throughout these hardships, he has excelled academically, participating in dual enrollment studies at Savannah Technical College, never letting his circumstances define him. As a two-way lineman from the Groves High School football team, Raekwon demonstrated exceptional work ethic and dedication, earning the respect of his coaches and teammates. His perseverance earned him the Abby DeLoach Foundation and the Savannah Quarterback Club Scholar Athlete Award, which includes scholarship funds that will help him further his educational aspirations. Raekwon's story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of community support. Congratulations, Raekwon. We are very, very proud of you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentleman from North Carolina seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I ask for unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute, advising the state.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to highlight the Agricultural Commodities Price Enhancement Act. Input costs for our farmers are astronomically high right now, whether it be fertilizer, seeds, or labor, not to mention the volatility of the current world food market. On top of this, the past year was one of the worst years for farmers in North Carolina between the impacts of drought and Hurricane Helene and other factors beyond their control. Our farmers need some certainty that they will be able to farm next year if their crops are not bringing in enough income to provide for their families. The Agricultural Commodities Price Enhancement Act directly addresses this by increasing reference prices for key commodities grown in eastern North Carolina and across the United States. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Missouri seek recognition?
To address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, today I rise to honor the life and the legacy of Julie Ann McDonald, a lifelong Missourian from Savannah who recently passed. Julie Ann was a beloved mother and grandmother who touched the lives of many in our community. Friends and family knew her as Mimi, someone who put service above herself, caring for her neighbors, her community, and especially her family. She regularly volunteered at multiple organizations and schools. She was deeply involved in her local church, and she brought joy to her book club with friends that cherished her company. Throughout a 42-year teaching career, her compassion, leadership, and dedication touched and inspired the lives of countless students who had the privilege of learning under her mentorship. A rich life and a storied legacy, Julie Ann leaves behind her husband, Martin, her sons, Ryan and Scott, her daughters-in-law, Vicki and Laura, and her 2 grandchildren, Mackenzie and Jameson. My prayers are with her loved ones and with her family. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For what purpose? For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Ohio seek recognition?
I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute, revise and extend my
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to call out a vile attack on an American patriot, Senator Mark Kelly of the great state of Arizona. Yesterday, unelected billionaire Elon Musk, who has never served this nation a day in uniform, called Senator Kelly a traitor for visiting our nation's ally, Ukraine. A traitor is one who commits treason. That consists of giving aid and comfort to an enemy. Ukraine is not our enemy. Ukraine is our ally. Mark Kelly has served our nation honorably from 1986 to 2011 in the United States Navy, rising to the rank of captain, having served 39 combat missions during the Gulf War. During his naval career, He was awarded 2 Defense Superior Service Medals, 1 Legion of Merit, 2 Distinguished Flying Crosses, 4 Air Medals with Combat 5V, 2 Navy Commendation Medals, 1 Navy Achievement Medal, 2 Southwest Asia Service Medals, 1 Navy Expeditionary Medal, a NASA Distinguished Service Medal, and an Overseas Service Ribbon. He only resigned his commission to help provide care and assistance to his beloved wife, who had served here formerly, Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, following an assassination attempt on her in Tucson in 2011. Words and statements have meaning. Elon Musk needs to be held accountable for his. And today, world leaders have resoundingly stood tall aside the nation of Ukraine in agreeing to a 1-month ceasefire. The United States has also agreed to lift the embargo on armaments and will be sending 1 month of armaments to Ukraine as the rest of the world looks to Russia to be cooperative in our effort to stop the killing in Central Europe. I yield back.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Tennessee seek recognition?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I seek unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to bring much-needed attention to an extraordinary ball player and young man and a ball hopeful. His name is Alberto Osuna. He was born in America, and he's affectionately known as Berto. He transferred to the University of Tennessee in January after an impressive career at North Carolina and Walter State Community College, where he knocked out 45 home runs and knocked in 140 runs over 3 seasons. Despite following all the necessary steps to secure eligibility to play for the University of Tennessee, the NCAA, in their infinite wisdom, has blocked his opportunity. Students at UT have painted the rock to my left here to show their support for Berto in hopes that he might play his final season with the Vols at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. He wants to do something for his family. This is what this is all about. And over a minute, I don't have time to explain it all, but this situation just isn't about Berto. It's about ensuring that student athletes are on a level playing field, Mr. Speaker, against a bureaucratic machine and nightmare that the NCAA has become, and it seemingly continues to let down student athletes they claim to serve. Just follow the dollars, Mr. Speaker. I urge the NCAA to take some serious action and grant Alberto the immediate eligibility he deserves and take the necessary steps to prioritize the well-being of their student athletes, ensuring that opportunities for success are not blocked by unnecessary red tape. Osuna left his whole life in Tampa to come to Knoxville and play for Coach Tony Vitello and the Vols. The NCAA needs to do the right thing, free Berto, give him the time he deserves. The Vols are stacked again this year, Mr. Speaker. They're coming off a national championship. They're winning again. It's not imperative that he gets on the team for them to win. It's just the right thing. NCAA, do the right dadgum thing. And I yield the remainder of my time.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Ohio seek recognition? Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to honor the extraordinary life of Gwen Robinson, a dear friend of mine, an incredible leader, an incredible human being. She was one of the first people I met when I got to Cincinnati, and she welcomed me in the way she did with almost everyone, immediately kind and immediately generous. There's a real argument to be made that much of what I've accomplished, what so many of us accomplished in Southwest Ohio, wouldn't have happened without her. She fought so hard for the children in the Bond Hill Head Start program that she helped lead, making sure each one of them had the highest quality preschool. It was part of what convinced me that every child in Cincinnati deserved 2 years of quality preschool. And when we said we wanted to do that, she was there every step of the way. She poured everything into helping us get the preschool promise passed. She did the same with the public transit levy a few years later. There aren't enough words to capture her impact. Gwen was a giant and will be missed by all of us. Thank you, and I yield back.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Pennsylvania seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I seek unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, here's some truth. Despite many false claims, the continuing resolution we just passed does not cut Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, or veterans benefits, or any health care benefits at all. In reality, the CR was almost entirely the Democrats' budget bill last year. So the opposition today and their vote to shut down the government is a little perplexing. Mr. Speaker, here's what this bill actually offers. It gives our troops a 10% raise, provides $6 billion for veterans' health care, invests $7.6 billion into WIC for women and infants, $425 million for food delivery programs for seniors, among other things. And, Mr. Speaker, we're paying for it responsibly. We're repurposing $20 billion in excess funding from the attempt to increase the IRS by $80 billion last year. And we're redirecting $10 billion from the Commerce Department's slush fund, funds that were not used and need to be repurposed. This CR sets the stage for a plan for a new golden era for our country, and I was pleased to support it. I yield back.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Illinois seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I seek unanimous consent to adjust the House for 1 minute to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to honor Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago on their 50th anniversary and to recognize the enduring legacy of Gail Sankara, a fearless leader for housing justice. Gail understood that owning a home was not just about having a place to live, it was about stability, opportunity, and the chance to build a future, a better future. She took on fighting the banks against redlining and was a champion of the Community Reinvestment Act and never backed down in her pursuit of fairness for working families. During the early 1980s, I had the privilege of working at NHS to see how access to affordable housing could change lives. I saw struggling families become thriving homeowners. I saw struggling neighborhoods revitalized into thriving communities. NHS has shaped many lives. It certainly played a pivotal role early in my own formation. Our work is far from over. Families are still being priced out. Displacement and gentrification are still impacting families, and the access to these programs is under attack. So today, we celebrate NHS on 50 incredible years, but also recommit the fight to housing justice. I yield back.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Wisconsin seek recognition?
I'd like to ask unanimous consent to speak for a minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection,